Justice League Dark number 23.1, aka The Creeper, written by Ann Nocenti and Dan DiDio, art by Chris Cross, Fabrizio Fiorentino, and Tom Derenick. So just a little bit of backstory. The Creeper is currently a primary villain in the Katana series going on. I'm not a fan. Also written by Ann Nocenti, so yeah. So we pick up in rural Japan in the 16th century, where a tornado went through and killed a whole bunch of families. And we see that a young, teenage boy is the only one who's left. And because they didn't do some ceremony to ward off evil spirits, the evil spirit that will come to be known as the Creeper, now just an Oni, gets into his soul. So he's in a guy named Jakku. Then we cut to a samurai who has vowed to hunt down Jakku because he knows that there's an evil spirit in him. And it turns out Jakku is going around and being a tornado chaser. And so he literally goes on horseback into the eye of tornadoes. Mind you, I don't know how many tornadoes there are in ancient Japan, but I don't feel like there should be this many. So regardless, Samurai comes up, he ends up slicing Jakku, and he has the Soul Taker sword, which is what Katana uses. And he absorbs the Oni's soul into it, and he says, now you're stuck in there forever. So the years go on, this samurai, he continues his noble mission or whatever, but over time he becomes more and more cruel, he becomes more and more angry, he ends up being a rogue samurai at a certain point, and he's like, I'm thinking this might be because of my sword. It's exuding bad juju on me. And he ends up fighting against some other samurai guy who impales him with his own sword, therefore absorbing his soul inside of it as well. And when he gets in there, it's insanity. It's like a whole bunch of things that shouldn't fit in this time period, but regardless, inside of it, the Oni, who now goes by the name of the Creeper and looks like his normal self, he's like, hey, you locked me in here however long ago. I'm going to torture you because I'm basically the devil of this Soul Taker realm. So we see that inside of which there's a little girl named Mona Shard, who he's been forced to bang her head against a wall over and over again. There is I'm quoting here, a cuckolded husband Maseo, who is Katana's husband, that is forced to roll a rock up a hill just to have it roll down over and over again. And I'm like, are we still in rural Japan? Does this not follow the linear passage of time? I'm so very confused. But regardless, eventually, as the years pass or whatever, the dimension cracks. And this is because in the real world, Killer Croc broke the Soul Taker sword, and so all the spirits escaped, and the samurai's like, I just kind of let Creeper go. I'm not that worried about chasing him down just yet. We've got eternity. So he just lets him go. We see Creeper goes and he has to bond himself to a body, so he goes to the body of a reporter that died recently named Jack Ryder, and he's using his corpse to basically go around town and whatnot. And he makes his way to an apartment complex, and he sees a whole bunch of happy families, and he's like, oh, I hate happiness. So he goes down to the janitor and forces the janitor to essentially set fire to the entire complex so that all the families inside die. And the guy says his name is Gallagher, and he didn't want to do it, but he was forced to by the Oni. So at that point, the sun comes up, and it means that the Oni has to go away, has to retreat back into Jack Ryder's body. So we see Jack, it's been weeks later, he's on TV, a bunch of people in a diner are watching him, pointing out dude, that guy died. I watched him die on TV. He was killed by a giant monster. And now he's up here doing all these horrific stories and whatnot. And he's TMZing it. He's an awful guy, but he's so damn entertaining. So he manages to interview the Gallagher janitor, and he's like, Mr. Gallagher, why'd you do what you did? And he's like, you told me to do it. And he's like, Gallagher's clearly a total psychopath because I never would have done that. Anyway, this is Jack Ryder signing off. So he signs off, but the cameraman keeps rolling, and it's just like, Jack, your viewers want to know, are you in cahoots with the people who caused these crimes? How do you get here so fast? And Jack's like, why, yada. So he makes his way down to a bar, and his manager, his producer, whatever it is, basically says dude, you're not okay. You have been drinking substantially more. You look like death, like you're not getting any sleep at night. You gotta like tone it back a little. And he's like, I'm Jack Ryder. I'll drink when I'm dead. Again. So at that point, he tries going to bed. Creeper wakes him up and takes him out to a pool hall where he goes and starts hitting on this woman. The woman's like, yeah, my boyfriend's over here. And the boyfriend's like, we got a problem. And he's just like, yeah, I'm going to take your girl. So how about you butt out? And the guy's like, hey, buddy, this is a family place. Let's not get crazy. And he's like, all right, well, how about this? We'll play a game of pool for her. If I clear the table, I get to take her. And he just smashes the balls extremely hard to the point where they go flying everywhere. And he just grabs the woman and runs out of the bar. And we see at this point he transforms from looking like Jack Ryder into looking like the Creeper. And he starts fighting off all these bikers that are standing outside. He uses his chain that he carries with him to make a tornado that like grabs them all up, and everyone's like, oh dear Lord, what in the hell's going on? It's a monster. You got to send out the National Guard to stop this guy. And a bunch of cops show up, and the Creeper's like, oh, I hate law and order. Ha 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 ha. And he causes all this chaos and just basically massacres a whole bunch of people. And the sun starts coming up. Obviously, the Creeper retreats. Jack Ryder comes to his senses. He's like, why am I here? Why are so many people dead? Oh, well, cameraman, get over here. This is Jack Ryder, and I'm here for ratings. And that's it. That's the issue. I think this did a decent job of explaining across like the first 5 pages what the Creeper is and where he came from. But the moment he got out and took over the body of Jack Ryder, I immediately stopped caring. Because, like, he's a chaotic demon. We get that. That's fine. Why did we have to spend all this time showing like, ha 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 ha, I'm able to make tornadoes, or ha 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 ha, I'm able to do trickstery things? Like, we get it. Tell me more about who the Creeper is, or better yet, who Jack Ryder is. I feel like I'm not getting a good picture of either of them throughout this issue. And on top of it, I'm just really not a fan of the art style. I'm really not a fan of the 2 writers on the story. It's just not great. The only good art is on like page 1, where there's this ethereal image of the Creeper inside this kid's eye, and he's just like, looks like storm clouds. And I thought like, oh wow, if we keep getting this art for him, it's going to look great. No, it's just that page. So yeah, I can't in good conscience give this a good rating. I won't say that it's the worst thing I've read involving the Creeper. Most of Katana has been worse than this, but it's just so non-necessary. I don't understand why they thought giving the Creeper more backstory was going to sell, period, let alone be interesting. So I'm going to give this a 4.5. I'm just not happy with it. I'm just generally not happy with it. And the only thing getting it that high is this first page, because it's just that impressive.